Well, the NAACP issuing a travel warning, get this, for the state of Missouri, claiming racism is so rampant that minorities shouldn't go there.
It comes as the state is set to enact a new law that's going to make it harder to file discrimination lawsuits.
Here with this, we've got this morning the executive director of the Black Sphere and Fox News contributor, Kevin Jackson. All right, so hey. Kevin, tell us about why the NAACP is issuing this travel advisory for minorities thinking about visiting the Show Me State.
Well, this came out while I was in New York, so as you guys can imagine, I'm afraid to go home. Because of the travel advisory. You know, it's insane. So the state wanted to get caught up with the federal laws with respect to discrimination in this regard. And the pendulum, as we know in America, has swung so far in this regard that the governor decided and the legislature decided, you know what, we can't just let frivolous lawsuits occur. Ferguson's a perfect example of where that happened, where supposedly there was this egregious things happening to blacks in traffic stops. A town that's 68% black miraculously has a lot of blacks being stopped for traffic stops, right? And ironically, there were 9 other municipalities that have higher populations of blacks that were more egregious than Ferguson, but they singled Ferguson out, of course, because of the Darren Wilson thing. So you've seen this pendulum swing so far, and the state decided, you know what, we just can't have frivolous lawsuits all the time. By the way, if you really want to issue a travel warning, I think the NAACP should start in areas of Chicago, maybe the South Side, the West Side. So, you know, I think America has just sickened of this run to do these types of things.
This is how the NAACP would see it. They put out a statement from their NAACP president, Cheryl Clay, saying this: our ongoing issues of racial profiling, discrimination, harassment, and excess violence towards people of color have been further exacerbated by the passage and signing of this Senate Bill 43. What's your response to her?
Well, again, if she looks at the actual laws, like, for example, when Ferguson was being accused of this type of thing, where they would say, you're targeting blacks, there were 9 other municipalities that had higher populations of blacks that were run by black legislatures who were doing exactly what Ferguson was doing times 2.
So they're just updating the law.
Yeah, so they're updating the law
up to
the times for the federal standards. But again, I think that in America, people are tired of watching these types of things happen where, you know, every time something like this occurs, blacks are screaming about it.
All right. Always a pleasure. Kevin, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks a lot. Good to see you this morning.